Good morning and welcome to Something Saturday. So today I wanted to show you this new stamp set that I got. How cute is it? I love the little llama or alpaca or whatever you want to call it, and the little cute dog. It's got a Merry Christmas, but I really liked the Sorry I'm a Little Behind or Long Time No See. So I thought, when I saw the stamp set, I kind of had this idea of what I wanted to do with it. So we shall see how well my idea works out. And potentially you will either be watching this video or you won't be watching the video. But my plan, okay, is... Oh, I don't have any scrap paper. Let's just have a little bit of scrap paper behind me here. I'm going to use the pecan pie because I think that's kind of a cool colour for one of these little guys. And what do I need? Oh, I don't have another sheet of paper. Okay. There's a little piece of paper. We can stamp his head onto that to begin with. Okay, one head. Let's just quickly give it... bit of a clean off there. Let's get rid of that. And then the other thing I want to do is stamp this one. So we will go down the whole thing with that, I think. Then I've decided what I'm going to do is decide on a background colour after I've finished it, because I have no idea what colour I'm actually going to colour him in. So I've got a piece there and a piece for the front as well, because what I want to create is something that pulls up and gives him a really long neck. So we shall see how well it goes. And oh my goodness, thank goodness that's on the back. Okay. Might put that down in that corner actually. Okay, so I only want to stamp to part... Oh no, hang on. I wasn't going to do it that way. I was going to go with this one first and take that to about there. And then this one. So that... Excuse my head for a second. I reckon about there will work. There we go. Yep, that seems to work all right. Let's just give that a bit of a clean off on my cleaning thingo. Nice and descriptive there, cleaning thingo. Okay, and then I kind of want the head to be able to pull up with some of this below it. So in order to do that and not have this so it completely pulls out, what I need to do is create a bit of a step in this. So I'm going to just give it a bit of like that and then trim it down the sides. Oops. There we go. So I've got a step there, and I also need to create a hole in this so that this can poke through it. And I do have just the thing to use in here. Excuse the bag. Nope, that wasn't it. Okay, let's try again. I need the one that has the cutting blade. There it is. One cutting blade, which is supposed to actually screw onto this to make it more manageable, and could probably have done with having a proper cutting mat underneath my work, but I actually can't see one just at the moment. So, well, we're just going to just do it like that and hope that this fits. Might not yet. Might need a wee bit more. Let's give it a bit more on that side and a little bit more on this side. And now hopefully, there you go, now it fits. Only I don't want it that way. That's right. I want it so it comes out like that. Because what I want it to do is to pull up as far as it'll go, which it's not going to go any further than that because we've got those little thingos in there. And go back into there. And then, this is so cool. I'm really happy this is working out. And then we're just going to cut his little head out. I'm just going to kind of roughly cut it out. I'm not too fussed about it being exact, to be honest. So now that I've got his head cut out, what I want to do is have it so his head rests on top of here, but also that it will come slightly over where the join is. So what I'm going to do is add it's not going to be quite full like that. Hey, come on. Pop that on like that, and then it's going to sit onto there, and hopefully nope, back up actually it needs to be down a tad lower. And let's do it like that. That's better. Now you can hopefully sort of see that it's not showing on either side now. And that will now, so his ears will now pull him up and it gives him a nice long neck. How cool! I am going to then attach this onto here. So when you attach it down, you have to make sure that you're not going to be attaching anywhere that this will kind of get in the way. So I'm just thinking that it'll have to be quite a thin strip along the edge here for it to work like that. Either that or I trim this down a tad. Might just trim that down a little bit more on either side. Terribly accurate, as you can tell. But so long as it fits in there and it doesn't slide all the way out, that is pretty much your aim of it. So then I should now be able to put, I might use a little bit of a tear and tape actually, down the side of that. Let's go with that. And it can go onto there like that. That's looking good. I might put another piece onto the other side. Oh, that bit was a bit longer. Okay, let's pop a bit in the middle there. And maybe another, whoops, come back, all is forgiven. Another strip along the edge there. Hopefully that will do to keep it in one place. However, I'm kind of feeling like I want it to have an edging on this before I add it to the other thing. So I'm just going to edge it with the brown. Just simply because I can and it's there. Oh, and I was going to colour up the one that goes underneath it. Oh, hang on, just gonna kind of run off the excess colour so that it doesn't transfer onto this other sheet of card. I thought I would use, what colour am I going to use? Am I going to make it Christmassy, or what am I going to do? It's just because it's cold at the moment, it feels Christmassy to me. Excuse my arm. We will just add some red, I think, underneath. So it's a good way of doing things. If you happen to have the ink colour that you want and you don't have the paper colour to match it, you can always add an ink to the paper to turn it the right colour. So there we have it. Nice red undersheet, and then that can sit on top of the nice red, and the red will show up nicely onto the base card. Oh, excuse that. Okay, so then just need to make sure that that slider piece doesn't move and get stuck, because that would not be good. You don't want this piece sticking onto that slider. So actually, if I slide it all the way to the top, that would probably make it a lot easier. And then we have, that's there. There we go. It now slides in and out, which is exactly what I wanted it to do, and I've just realised that I possibly should have placed it a little bit further down the page so it will actually fit into an envelope. Although, you know what? I don't think it's going to be too far off the edge of an envelope there. That's cool. I will finish this one off, and I might just have a little go with the dog and see if I can do that so that it pulls out the side or something. Go and have a check out of my blog and see what you think. There will be links to the products that I've used on there. Well, specifically this one, actually. There's not really that many products that I've actually used in this. And come back and join me next week. Thanks so much for joining me. Okay, bye.